Okay. What is sex like for straight women?
What does it feel like when a man penetrates you? Can you explain it in a way where men can...
Why are you bringing me these shoes? Those aren't mine. Those are your dad's. Those are your dad's. What happened?
Understand. Oh, wait.
Did your first time hurt? I do remember it being a pleasant experience, but it was painful. And I was sore for like days after.
No, it didn't hurt at all, actually. It was really careful about it, and he made sure to ask me if it did hurt or not.
Yeah. I wasn't used to having anything in my vagina. Like, I didn't even use tampons at the time.
I'm not bleeding, anything like that. It was like very great. We did it. It's done.
Sex ed, I guess so. I don't fucking know.
It's very enjoyable. I wish there was some sort of education on like more of the emotion.
There's pads, nigga. Bears. See, at first I was confused, and then I realized what she meant by it, and I'm like, okay.
Side, because after like my first, it took me so long to even like kiss anyone again, just because it felt very odd to me, because this was like something that had been reserved for one person for a very long time, and like I was trying to navigate like dating and relationships, and I felt like I couldn't have a normal relationship because any man coming on to me, even if that's what the setting was, even if it's something that I would have wanted to do, it just felt wrong to me.
What does it feel like when a man penetrates you? Can you explain it in a way where men can understand? Oh, wait.
Oh, that's so weird.
What is it?
I'm gonna try my best. For a man, when you really have the urge to go to the bathroom, that feeling, that like relief, except for it's the reverse.
You don't
What?
like feel
That's a girl, first off.
it in one spot. It kind of like, you feel it.
You know when you have to like, you put like a lid on something. It's like oddly satisfying when you put a lid on a jar of pickles. And so did I really just describe it as that?
Do you ever worry your vagina doesn't look normal?
Yes.
I felt like I didn't have a normal vagina.
Not anymore. I definitely did at one point, because then I would hear like this whole rhetoric about like roast beef or whatever, and I was like, my vagina kind of does look like
we will
roast
never
beef.
get it. Yeah, we won't get it, bro. That's just something you can't describe. It's like trying to describe. Like, I remember I had a girl ask me one time, one of my homegirls. She's like, "What does it feel like to fuck a female? Like, what does raw sex feel like for a man?" You feel me? And I was like, I can't describe it. Like, you don't, like, you can't describe it, bro. Like, I don't know how to describe that. Like, how would you describe sex with a female? Like, raw, like good raw sex, bro. You can't. Like, it's a feeling that can't be described. Nigga, what? I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna start taxing niggas. Niggas be driving my car all over the place, putting mileage on my shit. That's easy, nigga. Jumac.
Don't know why that's a problem.
Warm apple
If you're
pie.
on birth control, how does it affect your body? So it's not something I'm currently on, but when I was on it, I believed that it would clear my acne because that's something I heard for a long time, but it did the complete opposite. It made it worse. I for sure had mood swings, and I feel like that's not who I am at all.
It might take you several different tries with birth control to find one that works for your body. For me, I loved the NuvaRing. My sister tried the NuvaRing. She gained like 15 pounds and hated it.
The main thing is to make sure you're always taking it, because I have a tendency to forget, and that's when it really messes you up.
With the implant, I bled for almost a year straight. So that wasn't fun at all. If you have any like questions, just talk to a doctor about it.
Sex on your period, how? Ah, in all caps. Ah!
Never have I ever.
Well, I did have my period for a year straight, so that's something I had to figure out. You gotta use a towel and a condom. Honestly, it feels better because your hormones are so all over the place that it's kind of, it's not as bad as everyone thinks it is.
Personally, to me, sex on my period just seems uncomfortable because I'm already cramping up a lot. You're already really sensitive by your vagina.
Things like Diva cups and different types of period products, per se, that can go inside of you, and you can have mess-free, that's how they advertise it, mess-free period sex.
Is it normal to masturbate? I know some people who would say, no, it's not, and I disagree wholeheartedly. I feel like people who are like, I don't masturbate, I don't do anything, that builds up. And I feel like masturbation is a way to kind of let it out.
I do it probably every day.
Oh, you
Have you ever questioned your sexuality? Yes. I went through.
I feel like all girls at some point question their sexuality. If I'm being honest, I think so. At some point in all girls' life, they think to themselves, do I like girls? So like
a whole questioning phase, like, would I ever really be attracted to another woman? I think that's very normal for people to go through. Even just like coming to terms with the fact that you're straight.
I had one very strong crush on a girl, but I think it was more of an infatuation. Just the way she looked, I wanted to look like her more so than be with her.
Have you ever had an orgasm? I have not.
Yes.
that's tough.
Yes.
Nope. Growing up, especially during puberty, there was sort of like this feeling of shame tagged around girls going through puberty and feeling horny. Like if I felt a little horny, I was like, oh no, like this isn't normal. If I'm horny, I just sit through it and I don't do anything about it and I wait till it passes. But because of that, like later my body like just
Tough.
when it's like about to orgasm, my body like shuts down. It's like, no, you're not gonna. That's just my mind blocking it, which is something I'm working on.
Have you ever faked an orgasm?
Shorty seems sad as hell, bro. She was like, yeah. She about to cry.
One time in my early days, because I felt so bad. But never again. I felt like ashamed that I was taking too long. You kind of have this expectation that you're gonna act like the girls in the pornos.
Is it important to find a partner that can make you orgasm? If they can't make you orgasm at first, I think you should find a partner who's willing to learn and adjust to what you want so that you both can have a better time. And I think if they learn to adjust to what you like, then they're a partner worth having around, and that's the partner you want to have sex with.
For so long, I was with partners. I mean, for 5 or 6 years when I was first having sex, I was with partners again and again that never made me orgasm, but I also didn't know how to make myself orgasm. So I wasn't masturbating. I wasn't communicating with my partners. I didn't know what positions were turn-ons for me. I had to have a conversation.
All right, if you don't think she's attractive, you're capping. I'm not gonna lie, I'd beat the doonies off her, bro, low key. I'm not gonna lie to you. Niggas, I don't know what y'all saying, but I'm not gonna lie, I'd pipe. She low-key bad, nigga. Like,
with him, because I'm like, I'm lying to me, I'm lying to him. The whole experience just could be so much better. And so I remember he
slap the fuck out your bald head.
was laying in bed. We had the conversation, and he was saying, he's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. So it's not necessarily important for me to be with a partner that makes me orgasm, but it is important for me to be with a partner that prioritizes my pleasure.
Do you feel like you mostly just accommodate men and what they want during sex? I definitely get like nervous in the sense of like, am I performing well? Am I doing a good job?
At first, yes. As I started to be with more people, I started to realize, I started to ask, well, what do you want me to do? What do you like? And I was like, what do I like? I don't know.
What do you consider assault or rape? I think I may have been, but I don't exactly know.
Shit's getting serious.
Oof. I know a lot of people are taught rape or assault is this big, scary, aggressive thing. It could be something like with someone you're really comfortable with or someone you considered yourself to trust. Is it okay if I talk about an assault? Because like my first time was like a coercion kind of situation. I knew at some point I wanted to do it with that person, but I just...
Okay. Actually, I'm not even going to discuss this because it's not my place. I don't even want to get into talking about it.
I was ready, per se, and I
listen, the way I will get canceled, I don't want to hear
was
it, bro. You got
pressured
it. I have
into
no
it, which
opinion
was
on
something that like...
If you say
we're
you
not
were
really taught about like
for it,
coercion and
you
stuff
feel
like
me?
that in school, and really the depth of consent. So I didn't really have the understanding, like just because I did say yes eventually and it did end up going that way, that's not okay.
So many of us have this question. Didn't come to terms. If you can, it's because out more.
And then last question, what is something that you wish you learned in sex ed?
That girls masturbated.
The range of consent and what is no.
I wish I was taught more about sex not being such a shameful thing for women.
Yo, y'all niggas is toxic. Nigga in chat said, I do not care. Jubilee got fire ass videos.